Hello, my name is Olivia Leaving. I'm here today in Greenwich, UK, and I am having just a wonderful time seeing everything British, drinking some British tea, but most importantly, learning about the future of British tourism coming into 2024. I'm here today with Patricia Yates, who is the CEO of Visit Britain, and she's going to talk to me a little bit about what Britain has in store, what some new marketing initiatives are, what we can look forward to as American travel agents, and how we can better sell Britain for 2024 and for years to come, here on Insider Travel Report. Hello, Patricia. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm very excited to hear about what's in store for Britain. I know that the tourism sector just keeps growing and growing, and so do the Americans coming in. So thank you for taking your time and speaking with me today about this tourism.
It's absolutely my pleasure. I mean, yes, as you know, America, our most valuable market. We saw an increase by 50% last year. We're bullish about this year. We think it will be a market worth £6.3 billion, which means for every £5 spent by tourists in the UK, £1 would be spent by an American.
Wow, that is quite a lot of pounds spent by Americans. That's amazing. So I guess looking ahead into 2024, with this in mind, what are some of the key strategic goals for Visit Britain, and how do you plan to achieve them? And are there any specific initiatives or campaigns that we should be looking forward to?
Well, our main drive is to increase the value of tourism, and to do that by increasing regional spread, so getting more and more visitors to explore more and more of Britain, obviously stay longer, and to increase the number of people that come in the shoulder seasons, where we can make a real difference. And America is a market where that strategy is working, so we've seen the length of stay go up from Americans from about 6 days to 9 days. Oh, wow. And the purpose of having the operators over for these few days is to showcase more of Britain and more where you can go. So I know Welcome to Wrexham has been really popular, and Ted Lasso, so yes. Americans getting a new understanding
we love
of
Ryan Reynolds.
Well, so don't we all, of British football, but also Richmond is a real place in one of the boroughs of London, and Wrexham you will be going to see in Wales. So, yes. So these are destinations that you can come and you can be part of the story.
Absolutely. So there really is so much more. London's amazing, but there's so much more even outside of London, which we'll talk a little bit about too. But speaking of London, what are some of the new updates and openings in London we should be excited about in 2024?
Well, London has just seen a boom in the top-end hotels. So we've seen Raffles and the Peninsula open. We know that the old American Embassy is going to be turned into a new hotel. So I think that might not be that this year. I think that might be into next year. But if for the luxury visitor, there is now a really excellent choice of London hotels. So encourage that luxury visitor that we know is very strong from the American market still to come. And then the museums, of course, British museums are free, so you can see amazing collections. I know the Impressionists are on later this year at the National Gallery, so if your interest is art, come and have a look at some of the amazing collections we can got. And our shopping and our fashion and our music. You can eat at a pub, you can go and shop, you can go to a club, all really easy in London.
Absolutely, all so accessible in this major metropolitan city. And Visit Britain also plays a crucial role in promoting tourism all across Britain, like you were talking about. In 2024, are there any specific lesser-known regions or hidden gems that Visit Britain is focusing more on to attract visitors?
Well, our new campaign for this year is going to be Starring Great Britain. So that's using the power of film and TV to really showcase different destinations in Britain. So if, the northeast of the country, so around Northumberland and Newcastle, will be on one of the areas we're particularly promoting. Now that, of course, has got Alnwick Castle, where Harry Potter learnt to play Quidditch. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, it's a must-see destination, but an amazing stately home as well, and much more there to see. Castle Howard, which was in Bridgerton, so a few miles away, and beautiful countryside as you go down into Yorkshire, the moors and dales, and obviously that literature link that we have with that area.
Absolutely. And so how is Visit Britain going to diversify that promotion to include not just popular destinations, but ones you were talking about, like Scotland, Wales, and distribute tourism benefits more evenly around Britain, would you say?
Well, I would say that films and locations are doing that job for us. I mean, if you look at Made in Wrexham, that we know American tour operators are putting on programs now to take visitors to Wrexham because people want to go and see it. Now, that's not a honeypot tourism destination. That is out of the way, but my goodness, the power of TV. When you look at Wonka, that was shot down in the West Country, so Bath and Bristol, which are well-known destinations, but also into the coast at Lyme Regis when he walks along the Cobb at Lyme Regis. So I can remember my first film destination was actually going to exactly that, when Meryl Streep stood on the Cobb for The French Lieutenant's Woman, which probably dates me. But we have loads of British destinations and some fun as well. If you look at Napoleon, that was sort of, I think, French, but that film, a lot of it was filmed in the UK and Broughton House, which I have to say I haven't been to, so not one of the most well-visited houses, but that was used in part of Versailles, so come and see it.
Wow, I love that. So, I mean, besides this movie, Britain is super rich in history and its culture. How is Visit Britain planning to leverage this cultural heritage to attract tourists in 2024? Especially, like we've talked about, to those regions not as known internationally. What are other cultural initiatives happening?
Well, the country houses and the stately homes are doing some amazing things. So Blenheim Palace, for example, has got the story of British fashion there. So you have a house that has its own story with Churchill being born there, but also a new audience being attracted with that British fashion. And as you go around the destinations, the historic houses now open at Christmas and you can see them decorated from the Christmas period. A few years ago that didn't happen. So, and through the summer many of them have pageants on, for example, jousting around Leeds Castle. So I think our history and heritage is not only authentic, but it's a living history and heritage. And whether you want to go and see where Downton Abbey was filmed or where Pride and Prejudice was filmed, those are real historic places with a story of their own, as well as featuring in a film story.
I love that. It really is a country that has such a wonderful history and with films, and there's so much diversity for so many different markets, and whether you like Paddington or Love Actually or James Bond, you can really find all of that here in the UK. So I think I have to get on to watching a few more movies and then traveling and seeing exactly where they were filmed. It's going to be a really exciting time for Britain as you have this creative campaign. So
I think it's going to be an amazing year for us, and American visitors really are driving the tourism recovery here. So we look forward to welcoming many more Americans this year.
Well, thank you so much, Patricia. I'm glad to hear that, and I hope we do as well. And I personally can't wait to experience Wales and the rest of the country. So thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Olivia Leaving, and this is Insider Travel Report.